Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Every Damn Day. Today we have Mr. Jeremy Leik with the Library of Project. Hey, Jeremy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Welcome to the show. Why don't you start us off by telling us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your project?
Well, I'm a tech guy by training. I've got a master's in information technology, and I currently work as the technology coordinator at a small library. And my project came about because I got to thinking about all the information that's out there, and it's all scattered in different places. So every library has separate YouTube channels, but there's no central location where you can just go and find a vast amount of videos bringing all the libraries together.
Um, I think you'll appreciate this. Could you back up a little bit and tell us what a library is? And I'm being tongue in cheek there, but isn't it? Aren't libraries not used as much, and aren't young people aren't so familiar with them as maybe you and I when we were growing up?
You would actually be surprised. Today's library in the 21st century is basically a modern community center. All ages come in and out of the library, from toddlers for the early reading programs to elementary and junior high school kids wanting to use the computers, and high school kids as well using the computers, but also getting involved in some of the other activities that we offer at the library. There's something for everybody at the library, including the Library of Things, which includes things such as telescopes and metal detectors, sewing machines, ukuleles, anything that you may not want to pay for out of pocket, but may have a need or desire to dabble with. It saves you from a little bit of buyer's remorse.
Um, how I think of a library, and I think you've made fun of this in a couple of your pitches before. Of that little old lady who's shushing everybody, and it's really sterile and all of that. Are libraries loud now? Can you hear 3D printers going off? Are high schoolers, having fun in the corner? What's it like in a library?
Well, every library is going to be a little different, but most libraries that I've been into recently are well lit. They are not the location of where you would find utter silence. People are having conversations, people are collaborating on projects, people are asking questions. Children are doing what children do and being unpredictable with their noise level. And there's something for everybody, and everybody seems to coexist pretty well. And again, this is for a public library. If you go to a university library, it's going to tend to be a little less noisy because people are trying to study and work on projects and things. But most public libraries don't have that noise rule and shush people type of thing anymore.
So I think that like one of your assumptions is that most people think the way I'm thinking right now and not what the real vision of a library is. Is that would you say that's basically your hypothesis?
That's a large part of it. There are a lot of people out there that have fallen prey to the persona that Hollywood has put on a library, and they think it's quiet. They think it's just books. They think it's little ladies running around shushing people, being very protective of their books. And the reality is, again, a lot of libraries have 3D printers and lending libraries of different items that you can check out besides books and movies and audio books and all different kinds of things.
So, I always think about how a company or a project strengthens the community. And as I start to understand, the 3D printers and the studios and all these, the library of tools and all of that, or library of things that are out there, I think how much this could help a community. Is that generally how are you going to strengthen the community with what you're going to do? How do you strengthen the library? How do you strengthen us?
Well, a lot of it is the underlying idea is as far as doing a little more advertising, getting the word out. With the YouTube channel that I've started up for this project, I'm bringing together the videos from multiple libraries. So far, I've got Michigan and Ohio covered. But bringing those videos into a central location and just letting people in a casual environment be able to, at their leisure, look through, hey, what does the library offer these days? They can just go through the playlist and say, oh, that's kind of interesting, or, well, that library offers it, but my library doesn't. Maybe I can make this suggestion to my library to bring a program like that to the local area.
This sounds amazing, especially, it almost seems like you anticipated that something like COVID would happen and we would all need these additional resources. How's your project going in the time of COVID, would you say? And I know it's relatively new, so.
Sure. I think it's gaining a little bit of traction. I've been talking to more people about it, and the feedback I've been getting has generally been pretty positive. My biggest criticism at the beginning was the previous name I was using, but the idea itself seems to be getting a lot of support, and it's just a matter of working in the time to collect the playlists and integrate them with the YouTube channel. And, eventually, hopefully in the next month or two, I will start putting up some original content to go along with this and, use that to sort of highlight what some of these other libraries are doing and just, get this in a central location that's accessible to more people. Without having to really search as hard or as deeply into YouTube to find what they're looking for.
All right. So, real quick, in the comments of this video and on the Fledge's YouTube page, you will find a link to the YouTube channel for the Library of. But we got a little tradition that we started a couple days ago, or when we started this, that the person from yesterday, who was Steve Manning with Koala's Pantry, got to ask you a question. And his question to you is, what are you doing to help kids get more engaged in reading?
So my project would more be directed at the parents. So indirectly, the project is getting ideas in front of parents that they can in turn do with their kids, whether that be crafting projects or highlighting libraries that are, doing a story time type of video or things like that. But there are definitely things that will sort of trickle down, to borrow from Ronnie Reagan, trickle down to the children and help them with their reading.
Yeah. I like that answer a lot. And this year with COVID and the way education is going, the schools, the teachers, the students, and the parents are all going to suffer. So to be able to help them is spectacular. Now we got to keep it going. Tomorrow, Marshall Claybo with the Michigan Mosaic Energy Co-op is going to be on every damn day. And what's your question for him?
Hi, Marshall. I don't think I've met you in person, but that's all right. My question for you is, when was the last time you were in a public library?
And you have to answer that question yourself, as is tradition.
Well, I kind of purposely made this question easy on myself. I was in a library yesterday when I was working.
So yesterday. And me,
Yesterday.
I think it's been about a year since I was in a library, and I feel embarrassed of that. So I better go visit our library as soon as I can.
That's right.
So, you want to take us out with anything?
Sure. I discovered a quote this morning that I thought was kind of interesting. The quote is by Spider Robinson, an American-born author who has lived in Canada for many years. And he said, librarians are the secret masters of the world. They control information. Don't ever piss one off.
So there you go. I think we'll leave with that. So don't mess with Jeremy and his squad, and come back and visit us again on every damn day tomorrow. Thank you very much, Jeremy. Talk to you
Thank you
later.
for having me.
Yeah.